You have arrived at a completely new level. Welcome to the next stage of your life. Hi, my name is Joanna. This is Healing into Femininity. And today I want to talk to you about supreme confidence. So, a little bit about supreme confidence. So, if you're seeing this video, you're most likely interested in personal development, into transformation, manifestation, living the life of your dreams, and all of these things, right? So, and today I want to give you a different perspective and really let you know where you have arrived because we have infinite timelines, right? Infinite possibilities of the life that you want to create. And I want to niche it down to speak to you. Okay. So probably you have been working on yourself for at least a decade or so. Like you have been aware, you went that route, like studying maybe astrology, numerology, spirituality, the gene keys, human design. You have done your shadow work. Maybe you've even worked with a coach or with some level of maybe even plant medicine, ayahuasca, or at cacao ceremonies, women's circles, like all of these things, you know about them, right? So now is a completely new timeline. And the timeline I want to invite you into is the stratosphere of the Bel Air, right? The beautiful air. Now you're here to really work on a completely new way of being. You have arrived. Like you've literally arrived onto that new plateau, and now it's time for you probably for you to give back. And that's why I love to talk about wealth. You have gathered all this knowledge, you have transformed, you have done the embodiment work, you have transformed like the deep yucky shadow work, right? The low level of shame, of guilt, childhood trauma, maybe even maybe you went so far that you even transformed your mom's trauma, right? Like generational trauma. You have broken generational trauma, and you're now at a place where you realize you are the outlier of your family completely. Like you have walked a different path, and you now realize, yeah, I am. I am different. Like I am completely different from the people around me, from my bloodline. And you have also worked on your feminine already. You have worked on your masculine. So both are healthy, right? The wounded masculine turned into the healthy masculine, the wounded feminine turned into the healthy feminine, and you are coming into wholeness. And maybe the only thing now for you is to really stabilize that new frequency of who it is that you're actually now. Like, who are you? Like, what is that new identity? Who is that woman? And what is her vision? Like you've gone through the trenches and now you're here and now you really want to create wealth. You want to create abundance. And as I say, I believe it's about stepping into supreme confidence, calm confidence, like not a bragging, even though I'm a fan of bragging too, because sometimes we ourselves have to remind ourselves of who we are and how far we have come. Why would we stay silent about it? Like silent about it. We want to share those things. So I am about those things. I am about bragging. I'm about shining your light. I am about shining your light and at the same time still knowing that there's more for you to learn and that there's more to experience, but not coming from a place of lack, not coming from a place of, I have to hurry because I feel a sense of lack. I have to optimize myself in order to feel loved. No, I am good. I'm good. I'm full. My cup is full. I am healed because one thing that I see again and again in some like healing spaces, they continue healing and they continue to have like therapy and then a coach and then being on these calls and still sharing their victim story. Like people still want to share their victim story. No, let's stop it. Like the only reason why I share a story is maybe to create some relatability. Yeah, I have come from that place, but I am a new person now. This is what transformation is about. So if you also want to be like, maybe even let's call it, maybe you are called to be a coach too. Maybe you are called to create wealth from your experience, from your knowledge, from your gathered information, and especially through the work you have done yourself. It's not only here, it's not only mental. Now you have embodied it. Like you are a walking library. You are a walking faculty, a walking transformational university. You have gathered all that knowledge. You have transformed yourself. And now it's really about doing money around abundance, about effortless abundance, about creating systems, about wealth, abundance, speed, freedom, joy. Like that's why we do this work, right? We want to be on a high frequency. And if you've done the foundational work, you can get to the next level. But if you've done the foundational work, it's time to get to the next level where it is now about finding your soul tribe on a new level. Maybe you have also come out of isolation, right? This isolation phase where you have done the work, like really coming into your wholeness and that like on your own. And now it's time to reconnect to new people, to new places, new scenes. Also, what I want to share is that one thing that I've realized is where there's a differentiation. There are some people who do this inner work and they want to stay in nature. That means like maybe they have bought a house on the outskirts of a bigger city. Maybe they live in nature, like completely deep in nature. Maybe they want to like really be in nature, like just in general. They want to be in nature. They want to live like this secluded life. They want to be like this kind of disconnected a bit from culture, from society. That's not me. Like I like that too. I love nature. Like I am not so much a forest person. I love the forest too, but I'm more of a beach person. I am a water person. I am water. I'm a woman. That's my style. Like I am all of that. Like I am the mermaid. So that's the kind of nature that I like, the beach, the sea. And what I also like is the city. I love culture. I love human culture. I don't despise everything that human beings have created. Like I think it's amazing how far we have come as a human species. Of course, there are a lot of negative things. Absolutely. I know about them. I don't deny it. And yet I also see the beautiful part of living in human creation, which is art, culture, architecture, living in cities, living in beautiful houses, right? Living in the city, loving fashion, loving art, loving makeup, loving hair, loving like yes, culture, just culture, music, art, theater, dance, like all of these things. So I think there's a distinguishment, and it doesn't have to be either or. As I always like to say, two things and even more things can be true at the same time. And I love both, but I want to make this distinguishment. Who are you? Are you somebody who just wants to be in the dirt? Like literally, and I don't even mean this in a derogative way. I know people that like that. They just want to be in the dirt. They want to be close to the earth. They want to be naked in the forest. That's fine. That's totally fine. But or do you want to wear like designer clothes and you want to create business with high-end people? You want to create art for the culture. You want to travel first class, right? You want to ride a luxurious car. You want handbags and things like that. So I think there could be a split. So I just want to say that I am for the latter, right? I am here if you love to be in a human created stratosphere, if you want to take part in culture, in the Bel Air, as said. And again, you have like if you're here, I want to remind you where you have arrived. So you're probably again, you have worked through this deep victim stuff. You're out there and you're now really settling in to a deeper level of self-trust, self-confidence, like a level of unshakable self-confidence, right? And I think it is, for me, it's important to highlight this because I don't see a lot of people talking about this because we're always like, if it's about personal development, we always speak about the victimhood. We always speak about the trauma. Yeah, it's okay. Like, I know it's there and we are not in a denial, but it's over. Like, let's stop the healing forever. Like, the healing doesn't have to be forever. At one point, you are healed, right? There's a healing into femininity. Then you are the human goddess. Okay, like you're at one point you've got it figured out. That's how it should be, right? We're not always staying in first grade or primary school or even secondary school like this. Now we are on university level, like we are on like PhD level, right? At that point, it's important to claim your spot. And I'm claiming my spot, and I'm claiming my spot that I'm at the PhD level. Like I can help you create the foundation, the middle part, right? And the higher end. Yeah, so and if that's you too, and you want to create your own system because you have gathered so much information, I'm here for you. Yeah, but also if you don't necessarily see yourself as a healer or as a coach or anything like that, and you're just like you're a business owner or you have a creative idea, you're a creative and you want to create a the energy, like you want to understand the psychology, the spirituality, the energetics around actually putting yourself on a pedestal, putting yourself at the top of the pyramid, or however you want to call it. If you want to know the energetics, that's also what I do. It's the same process, right? It's an inner process. It's an inner process of creating your own throne because you have already done work. Like that's what I know. Like I don't assume that you haven't done work. Now it's the time to settle in, and that requires a new skill set. It's self-trust, it's self-confidence, right? It's being unbothered. It's really full self-acceptance, self-love, radiance. Now it's really about radiance, it's about beauty, it's about wealth, it's about joy, it's about visibility, it's about sharing your gifts, right? It's really about sharing your gifts and coming from a level of groundedness, right? It's no longer fantasy. It's not being the Lulu is the Salulu, right? It's literally about knowing what, like who you are, what's going on, knowing about the dynamics, knowing like where we are on this planet and how you want to continue to create, because the creation process is really what it's about. It's not so much about the healing, it's really about the creation, right? And this is where I want to take you. I want to take you from this level up. So again, you have already done fundamental work. Like it's never bad to continue or to revisit those things, because for every professional athlete or for every professional in any profession, the basics are the basics, they stay the basics, it's important, right? But we will, again, as I said, we will not stay in first grade. Like it's time to know your place. It's time to realize, oh, I'm here. Like I am self-realized. Like I am that person. I know me, I know myself, and now I want to be going to the next level. So yeah, as I said, it requires a different skill set. It requires yeah, a different reconnection as well, connecting to the right things, really orienting towards the right things. Like, what is it actually? Maybe you are in this gap, right? You actually like, you've figured a few things out, and now you're like, okay, what's the next thing? Like, where am I focusing on? Like, what am I focusing on? Where am I going from here? And I want to help you bridge that gap going from here to here and really creating this next level of abundance for yourself. Yeah. So yeah, that was something that I just wanted to share. Really easy. Again, it's for my women who love culture. It's for living as a human goddess inside this matrix, inside society, not secluded, not being a hermit, like not going yeah, not going to the outskirts of the world, but actually living in the pulsating heart of the culture and actually being a a leader in the culture, being a contributor to the culture, being someone who is connected to whatever pinnacle high level culture you see yourself being a part of. Yeah, so I see myself as a coach, as a supporter for women who are in the heart of culture. So the creatives, singers, like culture builders, um, producers, filmmakers, artists in any kind, dancers, artists, all of that, right? Those are the kind of people that I work with. And yeah, if you feel invited, if you feel like this could be a great way to support yourself at this level, to really bridge the gap, have some support, have some guidance, have a stability, a safe space to grow into that new level of effortlessness, of pleasure, of beauty, of just relaxed manifestation. If that's for you, let me know. You can find me over at joannafatonji.com and hit the enroll button, get your date, and yeah, let's talk. You're going to talk to me. I do the calls still, or someone out of my team, and yeah, we can talk about it. So yeah, but what I really want to let you know is that there is a new way, and it depends on how far you have come already, right? Like it doesn't have to be the struggle victim conversation anymore, as I said, but now let's talk about money. Let's talk about new ways to invest. Let's talk about building wealth, like what investment properties there are, but also systems of how to create your pedestal, how to create your brand, right? How to create your brand, what is natural to you, what comes effortless to you. And yeah, really shining your light, going out there, like all of these things, talking about perfumes and food and restaurants and the inner work required to enjoy all of that and still keep a running beautiful system around you, your talents, your gifts. And yeah, just enjoy, like really continuing to create and build and yeah, and build more, but from a feeling of enjoyment, not from a feeling of lack. That's it. I think that's it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hear from you and leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe if you love this reminder. Let me know that you love it. I always say it's a conversation, it's not a monologue. I'm speaking to you and I would love you to speak to me too. Like that's the kind of woman that I'm attracting. So, yeah, that's it, girlfriend. Bye-bye and stay dangerous, as I always like to say.